She found a secret room behind the wall. When Emma bought her new house, she thought she had finally found the peaceful life she had always wanted. The house was old, but beautiful. It had a large garden, wooden floors, a quiet neighborhood, and one strange thing, a wall in the bedroom that sounded completely different when she touched it. At first, Emma thought it was just an old house with strange construction. She never imagined that there was something hidden behind that wall. Before we continue, if you enjoy mysterious and unexpected stories like this, please subscribe to Unexpected Stories and press the like button. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you more incredible stories. Now, let's get back to Emma's story. It all started 3 weeks after she moved in. One night, Emma was cleaning her bedroom when she accidentally dropped a picture frame behind the bed. When she moved the bed to pick it up, she noticed something unusual. There was a small crack in the wall. She touched it and heard a strange hollow sound. Emma knocked on the wall. Knock, knock, knock. The sound was different from the rest of the wall. It sounded empty. She became curious. The next morning, she called a local handyman and asked him to take a look. The man examined the wall for several minutes. Then his expression suddenly changed. "There's something behind this," he said. Emma laughed nervously. "Maybe an old pipe?" The man shook his head. "No, there's a space here. A big one." He carefully removed a small piece of the wall. Behind it was darkness. Emma could see a narrow wooden door hidden inside the wall. There was no handle on the door, only a small metal lock. Emma stared at it in disbelief. "How old is this house?" she asked. The handyman told her it had been built more than 70 years ago. He had worked on hundreds of old houses, but he had never seen anything like this. Emma searched through the documents she had received when she bought the property. The previous owner was an elderly man named Daniel Carter. He had lived there for almost 40 years before selling the house and moving to another city. Emma immediately called him. An old man answered the phone. When Emma explained that she had found a hidden door inside the bedroom wall, there was a long silence. Then Daniel said something that made her blood run cold. "You found it?" Emma asked. "You knew about it?" Daniel whispered, "I was hoping nobody would ever find that room." Emma felt a chill run down her spine. She asked him what was inside. Daniel refused to answer. Instead, he told her to leave the door closed and forget about it. But Emma couldn't stop thinking about it. Why would someone hide a room inside a house? And why was Daniel so afraid? That evening, Emma returned to the bedroom with a flashlight. She stared at the hidden door for several minutes. Finally, she decided to open it. The lock was old and surprisingly easy to break. She pushed the door slowly. Creak. The darkness behind it seemed endless. Emma turned on her flashlight and stepped inside. It wasn't a small storage room. It was a secret room almost as large as her bedroom. There were old shelves along the walls. Boxes covered the floor. There was a wooden desk in the corner, and on the desk sat dozens of photographs. Emma picked up the first photograph. It showed a young woman standing in front of the house. On the back of the photograph was a date from 1982. She picked up another one. It was the same woman, but this time she was standing beside a young man. Emma recognized the man immediately. It was Daniel Carter. But there was something strange. The woman looked terrified in every photograph. Emma continued searching through the boxes. Then she found a small notebook. The first pages were filled with dates and names. Most of the names had been crossed out, but one name appeared again and again. Sarah. Emma turned the page. There was a sentence written in red ink. "She knows the truth." Emma's hands began to shake. Suddenly, she heard a noise coming from upstairs. Someone was walking in her house. Emma froze. She switched off the flashlight and stood completely still. Footsteps moved slowly across the wooden floor above her. One step, then another. Someone was inside. Emma quietly closed the secret door and called the police. But before she could speak, she heard the bedroom door open. A man's voice whispered at Emma. She recognized the voice. It was Daniel, the previous owner. Somehow, he had come back. Emma stayed silent inside the hidden room. Daniel walked around the bedroom and stopped directly in front of the wall. He whispered, "I knew someone would eventually find it." Emma's heart was pounding. Then she heard him say something even more terrifying. Sarah was never supposed to leave this house. Emma looked at the photographs again. Suddenly, she understood. The secret room wasn't built to store old things. It had been used to hide someone. She searched through the boxes desperately until she found another photograph. This one showed Sarah standing outside the house with a little girl. On the back was a message, "My daughter, Emma." Emma stopped breathing. The little girl in the photograph looked exactly like her. She looked at the date. It was 30 years ago. Emma had always believed she was an only child. She had grown up with her mother and had never known anything about her biological father. But now she was staring at proof that her entire childhood had been built on a lie. Suddenly, the secret room door moved. Daniel was trying to open it from the other side. Emma stepped backward, terrified. Then her phone rang. It was the police. She whispered her location. Daniel heard the phone and became silent. Seconds later, he ran out of the bedroom. Emma stayed hidden until she heard police officers enter the house. Daniel was arrested that night. But the biggest mystery was still unanswered. Who is Sarah? And why had Daniel hidden her? The police investigation revealed that Sarah had disappeared in 1983. Her family had reported her missing, but she was never found. Investigators discovered evidence inside the secret room suggesting that Sarah had been held there for several months. But there was one shocking discovery. Sarah had not died there. She had escaped. And according to new evidence, she had been searching for her daughter for decades. Emma was the daughter Sarah had been trying to find. A few weeks later, Emma received a letter. The letter was from a woman living in another state. She introduced herself with just 5 words, "My name is Sarah. I'm your mother." Emma stared at the letter for a long time. She had spent her entire life believing she knew her family. But one hidden room had changed everything. She eventually met Sarah, and for the first time in her life, she heard the truth about what had happened 30 years earlier. Emma never sold the house. Instead, she kept the secret room exactly as she had found it. Because for her, it was no longer just a hidden room behind a wall. It was the place where she finally discovered the truth about her own life. And sometimes, the most frightening secrets aren't hidden in abandoned buildings or dark forests. Sometimes, they're hidden behind the walls of the home you thought you knew. She found a